Well, back from the lake and back to work on the trailer. Our lake trip was cut short. On the second day we were there, it started to rain, and we noticed that the back window, the escape window, is leaking.
This is a real bummer. We have a leak. And it was coming in quite a bit. It was raining harder. Now it's pretty much stopped, but we had to pack up and go home.
So we decided, since we were so close to home, the best thing to do was pack up, head back, get it back under its cover so it's protected. And I've got some work to do on that back window to seal it up so that it doesn't leak. One of the things I've done is I've ordered a drip rail for above that window and also for above the main door. But we're back to work on it. I've got a little bit more done. I got the paneling on the front area here that was uncovered before, so that's all done. So yeah, getting back to work, getting some things done. We've got another trip in a little over a week, so let's see what I can get done in that time. Wrapping up for the day, but figured I'd show progress. So I went ahead and got some of the door stop magnetic holdbacks for the cargo doors as well. They act as a handle, which is nice, but now we have the ability to also keep it open so in the wind it doesn't blow back. I've also worked on the trim for the inside of the door, and I've got some D-shaped bulb seal that I'm going to be putting on here. Just ordered it. I figure I'm letting the wood glue dry. Once that's all set, I'm going to come and clean up all the edges, get it all ready, then do some caulking and sealing, painting, and get it prepped so when the seals come in I can add those. And then our storage doors are completely waterproof, because with this being up, it creates like a dam. Once this is all sealed and painted, no water can get into the compartment, and then there'll be a seal all the way around on that lip, so that will hold it closed. And let's see, what else did I get done today? I've started working on the covers for the inner fender wells. I'm gonna have to of course get them set in place, and I got to take the temporary water heater door off so I can get that mounted, and then I've got to calculate, cut, and get the tops ready to go. But then what I'm going to do is, once this is glued in and screwed down, I've got pocket hole screws that'll go, 5 of them, that'll hold that down to the floor. Once that's done, I'm going to come in with Expandafoam, and I'm going to fill all the 1x2 steel tubing and the whole area there with expanding foam, level it off on the top, then I'll put the top on and glue and screw the top down, and then those will be covered. I've got both of those cut out and started, but still need to do some work around them before I can call that good. And then I took the bed apart so I can get the whole tops and bottoms of the bed frame painted. And while all this is done, again, once the glue is dried on that trim I just put up today, I'll go around, caulk and seal the insides as well, and paint the inside of the pass-through storage. And I've ordered a rubber mat that is going to be cut to fit and put in the bottom so that we don't just wear our paint off real quick. But once that gets all painted and the plywood decking is painted as well, I can put all that together and we'll have a sealed, working pass-through storage, so we can actually put like our camp chairs, maybe the camp stove, a couple things like that back there, so we actually can leave them in the trailer and I'm not pulling them in, pulling them out, trying to find a place to store them in. And then while I'm working on all that, I'll be working on the walls as well. So we'll get it done. It's coming together little bit by little bit, and we'll get back at it tomorrow. Got both wheel well boxes installed and sprayed with foam. It says only fill it halfway. I filled it more than that. We'll see how far it expands. I could regret this later, but we'll see. And that should give me good insulation and seal the wheel wells from the rest of the trailer. I got the tops cut and ready to go on. Just have to wait for this foam to cure and then cut it off at the top so it's nice and level for the lid and get that in. Got all of the caulking done on the pass-through storage, so I think it's time to break out some primer and get to primering and painting. Calling it a day. Did get the interior door trim done. That's also going to be what the bulb seal sticks to seal the front door. I've got the cargo doors trim all finished and ready for the bulb seal, and well, I got to finish painting them, of course, and I got the coat of primer on. I got the area around the water heater for the water heater be installed, all painted, and I'm working on painting both the bottom and top side of the support that it sits on. So hopefully before we go to Twin Lake, I will have the water heater in place, so no more plywood sticking in here. The foam is curing inside both of the wheel wells, and tomorrow I will cut the tops of those level and install the tops, and those will be sealed up. So exciting to see the inside starting to come together. Maybe tomorrow I can start smoothing these walls out and getting them ready for paint. That's the next big step. So stay tuned. We'll see what we can get done before Twin Lake. Another productive day. Got the first coat of actual paint on top of the primer on the bed frame, the front window protector, and way over there is the stand for the water heater, so I can get that done. So tomorrow I should be able to put the second coat of paint on, let that dry, flip them over, prime and paint the back sides of everything, and then all this will be ready to reinstall. Also got the the first coat of paint on the pass-through storage and the door jambs. So all that's coming together. That will get its second coat of paint tomorrow as well, so that will be ready for the bed frame to be reinstalled. I had this corner over here. One of the panels was a little bit loose, so I've added corner trim that is glued to both sides of the paneling and nailed in, and to match, since it's the bed, you'll see it. I did it on this side, even though this side was really good and solid. And I've got the first coat of filler up, so let it dry. Tomorrow sand, get the second coat up. Keep working on that till it's ready for texture. And I've also got the door trim up. Here, let me shut the door so we can see it a little bit better. That light makes it kind of bright. But I've got the door trim up. And with the way it's built, just like the trim around the compartment doors, is it creates a physical dam that will be primed and painted with outside paint to keep any water intrusion from happening. And then there'll be a bulb seal that will go all the way around it, so it'll be an airtight seal. So tomorrow, once the caulking and the glue dry, tomorrow I can do some sanding and finish work on that, and then get its first coat of primer on, so we can get paint going on that as well, so that when the bulb seal shows up, I can put bulb seal on this and we'll actually have a truly sealed trailer. And I put myself on a little bit of a time crunch because we've got a camping trip already planned to South Twin Resort, and I have less than a week, less than a week to have this thing ready. And I'm hoping to have the interior walls painted, textured and painted. And then I need to build spacers for the windows, get those installed, get the window frames painted, and get that back window sealed, and get the drip rails that haven't shown up yet installed. So I've got a little bit to do, and of course less than a week to get this thing waterproof and ready for the next trip. But I have my fingers crossed that the walls will be painted, the bed frame will be reinstalled, and this time permanently, because it'll be painted and won't need to come out anymore. That is one downfall of doing this project, is we want to go camping, and this is our only trailer. And having to take all my tools out, clean it all up for my construction, pack all of our camping stuff in, go camping, come home, vice versa, pull all the camping gear out, get it ready, pull all my tools back out. That takes time, and I know I'd be getting things done a little bit faster if I didn't have to do that, but I also take too long on projects. But I'll keep chipping away at it, and we'll see how far we get before Twin Lake, and yeah, stay tuned. Finished up last night so late, it was so dark, I couldn't do anything video-wise for it. But been chipping away at the trailer some more. Decided to go ahead and paint this whole underside equipment area where I'm going to be putting batteries, electric, water tank, water pump, water filters, water heater. Went ahead and painted that. I got the primered coat and the first coat of paint on. I have sanded all of the walls with the first coat of filler. I've got a second coat of filler on. I intend on sanding those tomorrow. I want to use some caulk in the corners for just a little bit better longevity, and I think it'll be better in the bumpy roads of RV life. So we're going to use caulking, especially in these front corners here. And I got the front door gasket area done. It's all sealed up. It's got its first coat of primer and first coat of paint on. I'll need to get the second coat of paint, and then of course paint the gray and the dark gray stripe on it too, so that it looks good when you open the door. But I got all that done. Then I've been working on building some templates for my window spacers. My window spacers need to be 1 inch because these windows with the outer trim is designed to be mounted to a 1.5 inch wall. My walls are 2.5 inches thick, so I figured out what angle I need so that I can cut the board so they'll fit good and flush, and then I'll have them the full length of the window opening, and I'll notch those out for the screws. But then when I tighten up the outer trim, this spacer will allow it to clamp down like it's supposed to. So I'll be working on those. That'll wait till tomorrow. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. So I think for today we're going to go ahead and call it. But things are moving. Things are getting done. Also got the first coat of primer and the first coat of paint on the water heater stand, the front window protector, and then of course the 2 pieces for the bed frame. And tomorrow that means I can get the second coat of paint on all of these, and then these will be ready to be reinstalled. I'm thinking about on the front window covering of actually doing a small little mural just to make it look a little nicer when it sits on there. The other thing we found is this exterior paint stays kind of tacky for a while, and we found that when we put this on and took it to Prineville Reservoir, when I went to take it off, the paint was tacky enough it did not want to come off. So I'm thinking about getting some plastic washers. I can put one on the boards on the front of the trailer and one on the back side of these, so it separates nicely. But we'll figure it out. We'll get her done. But yeah, it's coming together. I guess you're going to have to wait for the next episode to see if I actually got the window sealed and all before our trip to Twin Lake. But that'll be in the next episode. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.